Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Angela Wolf here, Brother Brand Ambassador, and we have a fantastic show for you today. Many of you have asked, what's the snowman feature? What is a snowman? It's not the same as a snowball. It's the snowman feature for embroidery. And Barb is going to be with us today. She's going to give you so many tutorials. You are going to love this. So first of all, we are live streaming on Brother YouTube and Facebook pages. Leave your comments. If you want to see this again, be sure to share it to your page or subscribe. Grab your notebook, and we will be right back. All right, all of you embroidery enthusiasts, say that fast like 5 times. Get ready for this one. But real quick, we are actually not live. We are live in the chat. Barb and I both are, but we're not live on screen. So we won't be bringing your comments up today, but we can see them. So ask away and we'll try to help. So let's bring Barb up here. Barb, I'm so excited for this snowman feature. How are you?
I'm great. And I'm so thankful to be able to share this. And I thank all of you for joining us. And I hope you all you learn something that you can use, like a lot.
Well, you know, the snowman feature has been out for a long time. But when I mention it, and you've been on the shows before, we've mentioned it just in side passing. You just always assume everybody knows about it. There'll be a ton of comments. What the heck is a snowman feature? What is it? What is it for? Is it the same as a snowball, which we now have? No, it's not. And you are going to show so many different things here. I think people are going to be thrilled, regardless if they're a new embroidery person or an old one.
Right. And even if you don't have the snowman feature on your machine, you may want to watch to see what it does and see how it can make a difference in your embroidery life.
Right. And also a little bit knowledge, you know, I know a lot of people have embroidery machines and they're looking to upgrade to larger hoop size and things like that for machines. This is something to keep in mind. So, well, Barb, I can't wait to watch this myself because I need a refresher. I haven't used it in a while and I can't wait to see what you have to offer.
All right. So as Angela has mentioned, this has been around forever. So it works for the Quattro, it works for all the Dream machines and for all the Luminaires. So if you have any of those machines, it all works the same. So I'm going to show you on my Luminaire, but it'll work the same on those other machines. So I wonder how many of you have the snowman ability, but have never used it. I know I go to events all the time and all of people say I've never used it. And my heart breaks because it's so easy to use and it changes your life. It really does when it comes to placement for your embroidery. So the prayer today is that you guys learn how to use this and then you go use it and you will never not use it again. That's how great it is. So if you're open to learning something new, and if you think you can't learn it, I promise you, you can, and it's simple. And I know you've heard that a million times, but wait till you're done with this, and then you'll see. So,
well, and also, Barb, because this is being recorded, they can watch. I recommend they watch the whole thing through first, and then go back and replay on maybe their tablet or something, and right next to their embroidery machine and follow along step by step. I mean, this is the best teaching there is.
Right. So the snowman stickers come on sheets of paper like this, and you get them with your machine. You get several sheets, like a whole lot, and these are reusable. Now, if you run out of them, for those of you who have used them a lot, this is what the pack looked like for the Quattro to get another grouping, and there are 462 stickers in this pack. And then as we moved on, it's been a little bit changed, and now this is more, and they're 504. So SA number on this one is SAEPS2. So if you need more or you don't know where yours are, you can get these from your dealer, and they're not expensive at all. And all stickers,
400 something on there. That's a lot of embroidery.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very inexpensive way to really make your life simple. Okay. This also works on the 10 needle. I forgot to mention that. The 10,000 and the 1050 and the 1055. So if you have multi-needle, it's the same thing. And all stickers work on all those machines the same. So we're going to start with the most commonly used way to use the sticker, and that's to place a design in the center of something, smack in the center. Okay, so I'm going to go over to a different camera, and I'm going to show you how to figure out where to place your sticker.
That was really cute. And I know that's a built-in design for those of you asking. And also in the comments, be sure to let us know, have you tried the snowman feature yet? Because I'd love to hear that now and then at the end of the show. Right. All right. We can see you great, Barb.
So here is my bib that I'm going to put my snowman sticker on. And I just want to find where the center of the design needs to go. So I measure from side to side inside of the binding. And of course, my measuring tape is in a knot. It's 7 inches. Okay, so I know halfway in is 3.5, and from bottom to top it is 5.5 inches. So I know that's 2 3/4. So I take the corner of a ruler and I go in 3.5. This one has a half on the edge already, and I'm going to go in 3.5, and I know that's the center this way, and I'm going to go down from my binding 2 1/4. Now I've started on a mat that has lines so I can get my bib straight. I can make sure my ruler is straight. That's important. If you put your snowman on crooked, it's going to go exactly where you put your snowman. So now I take my snowman and I simply slip it under the corner of my ruler, and it's in place and it's centered. That's how easy that is.
So Barb, okay, just a quick question for you, because I know some people that have never used a snowman before, the sticker, it's like one side is smaller, a smaller circle than the other, the bigger. So do you literally put it on where it's like a snowman in your yard?
Yep. So the head is smaller. You put the head up always, wherever you want the top to be. Okay, so here's another example. This is just a shirt, and all I did was measure from seam to seam. Obviously, I used a bigger ruler, found the center, and then on a shirt, I usually want to go down 1 inch from the collar, and then I figure out how big my design is, and then I add 1 inch to the center of the design, and that's how I find where to place that. So it's really simple, and you just have to remember, like when you have collars and stuff, you need to move it down so you can see it all. I have some more samples later, but I'm going to do this first. So I am going to use my 5x7 magnetic, flat magnetic frame, which works on a multiple of brother machines, and I love it because it holds everything well. I am using sticky stabilizer because my bib is too small to actually hoop, and if I did hoop it, it would stretch. So I'm using Brother lightweight adhesive backed, water soluble, because I want to wash it away and it's all gone. SA number is SA5906. So that's what I'm using on this. So usually we want to put this in the center and we want to make sure it's all straight. Not so with the snowman marker. It does not matter how crooked you hoop this. And I'm going to do this as an example. So that's very crooked, right? And I'm just going to stick it down there. Because
that is very, very, very crooked. Like if somebody hooped it like that, they would be thinking this is never going to turn out.
That's why I want to show you this, because the snowman marker, the machine reads its axis and it will put it perfectly straight in the center every time, no matter how crooked you hoop it. Let's go see that. So back to the machine.
This is very exciting. I'm actually, all the comments, please, even though I'm not bringing them up on screen, leave your comments and questions below because Barb and I are answering in the chat. Is this, if you've never seen this before, this is my favorite, because if you hooped it like that, you'd be thinking this is not going to turn out at all.
Right. So here we go. I'm going to slip it on the machine. Remember, this is the 5x7 flat magnetic frame, which is amazing. And I'm going to go pick a design. So in embroidery, it's under the child, I call it the kids category. So this teddy bear and the number 1. So there it is. So I'm going to set this and it's ready to embroider, with the exception that I went ahead and sent it to my scan and cut it out already. Why not? And where you find that is under memory here. So right down here, if I go to memory, you're going to see a scan and cut icon. Mine's not on this morning, so it's not showing up as connected, but that's how you do it when you want to do it. So now I am ready to stitch this. So I'm going to open up Edit, and I'm going to look for something that looks like the snowman. I don't see it here. So if it's not here, it's on the next page. Or if you're on the next page and it's not what you want, you go back. So we're going to go forward to Embroidery, and I'm going to open up Layout, and there's my snowman. And that's exactly what I need, because I need the machine to put this on straight. Take a look that this is straight and centered right now. It won't be in a minute. So when I open up the snowman, it always asks if it can revert to its original position and angle. Just say yes. If you want to size and rotate and all that, you can still do that after it's placed. Not a problem. It will default to finding the center of the design. So from the top to the bottom of the design, it's finding the center, and it's right here. You can see where the snowman is. That's important because we're going to do a couple other angles, and it's going to be important to see where it is. So the only thing I can do on here is either cancel or scan. So let's scan. Say scan and OK. And now the machine is going to go try to find that snowman. It's already found it. And it's going to tweak around a little bit until it's exactly on the button. So now it says remove the positioning mark because it's ready to stitch. And look how it went crooked. It's exactly where I asked it to go. But here's what you need to notice. This little icon down here. So if I press that, it kicks the hoop out from under the sticker, from under the actual needle. So it's easy to take off. And then I can say OK and go back. So I want to show you proof that this is exactly where. Oh, I took the sticker off. That was silly. Well, I'll do it on the next so you can see it. So I'm ready to stitch, and it will be absolutely perfectly centered right where I put it, even though I hooped it so crazy crooked.
Wow.
Now, can you imagine how many ways you can use this to make your life easier? To put it exactly where you want it? There really isn't a place that you can't use it.
Okay. Well, and you know, Barb, I'm even thinking like larger jackets and stuff where you're trying to put a monogram or you're trying to put something in, and it's really difficult to hoop that. Like that's a small thing. So you could technically move it around and be a perfectionist at it. But how much easier is it just to slap it on there and good to go?
That's the point. It's all about making it easy and perfect, because when we make our things, we always make them for gifts or someone else, and we want them perfect, just the way we are. Okay, so that's the center. Let me go back and show you a couple more examples of that. All right, come on, mouse, work. And I'm going to go back over here and show you a few more center samples. So this is one of my favorites. This is a baby one piece, and you know how hard those are to do on a flatbed. Well, I was doing it on a flatbed, and I caught the bottom. Of course I did, right? So then once I caught the bottom, I had to cut it out. So look, there's actual hole in this thing because I had to cut it out. So what did I do? I stuck an apple on it. So you can't see the hole from the front. And then when I was done, I thought, oh, that looks silly with one. So I put two apples on it. But the point is, perfect snowman positioning for Snow White and a way to fix our mistakes. Well, there's always a way.
I love that. Design opportunity number one, Barb.
Right? All right, so this is a stretchy dress, and I put Tinkerbell on it. And so because it's so stretchy, I really wanted to put it on that wash away stabilizer so that it wouldn't move on me when I was stitching. Same thing, measure from edge to edge, an inch down from the top, and find the middle and go.
Super simple.
It is so simple and so much fun. So little things like here's a pillow, just a little pillow. And yes, I had to unstitch this in order to embroider that, but it's simple.
Oh, so cute. And so you're literally just measuring with your measuring tape and finding the center spot, sticking that sticker there, and you are good to go. That's the easiest thing ever.
And you don't worry about getting it centered in your hoop. Just if you center it, if you put it in your hoop so far off that it won't stay in the embroidery area, it'll tell you, and then you move it. No big deal. And here's a bunch more just little
Oh my gosh.
babies. So easy to do these things. This is one of my favorites, a little t-shirt that I added lace to the bottom, and I added sparkles on the lace and all over, and it just says, she leaves a little sparkle everywhere she goes. And again, just measure from seam to seam, find your middle. I started an inch down and put it up there. So,
so cute.
That's a embroidery design. Okay, let's go to the next.
Oh, I'll bring that up. So I just brought that website down below, embroidery.com. You probably saw that on Tuesday with the free design of the month that just launched for May. Joanne showed that yesterday. It was actually a butterfly, very similar to the one you showed on there. Yeah. So go there, grab your free design of the month, and also you could find those designs that she just mentioned.
Okay, so now the next way I want to show you, let's say, I got to say okay first, and then home, we are home, is another way to use the snowman sticker. So if you want to put a design on the top of a pocket, and it's not always easy to figure out the center of your design so that it falls exactly on your pocket. So this is an exaggerated panel, but it shows you clearly where the pocket is and how to place the sticker. You put the crosshair on the top of the pocket. You do have to measure to find the center. That's all you have to do. And this will be perfectly square. And again, you can hoop it crooked, doesn't matter. It will be on top of that pocket. So this time, I'm going to grab, my husband's name is Wally. So guess what he has on his shirts? Oops, it's under cars. And that's fine, Wally. Okay, so we have Wally, and we set Wally. And I want it to go exactly above the pocket. So again, where is my snowman? Not under edit. You got to go to embroidery, and you need to go on in layout and grab your snowman. Now, you're going to notice that it is in the center, because I remember I said it defaults there all the time. I don't want it to go in the center. I want it to go above my pocket. So look at this. Look where my snowman is now. It's going to pull this design off of this line up, and it's going to be centered on this crosshair line. Okay, how many people did I lose? All you have to do is put it here for your pocket or to come off the bottom of something, and it will go exactly there. So let's scan and okay. And it's going to find that, and then I'm going to show you, which I forgot to do on the bib, exactly where it is and why it's there. All right, it is searching for that snowman. Unfortunately, I have this in kind of a big hoop, but it's going to find it. And there it's finding it. Once it will again get picky because it wants to be exactly right. So it literally moves by tiny increments until that dot is in the smack center. Sometimes it says it can't find it. Just scan it again. It'll find it. The only reason it doesn't find it is if your corners are curled up. And if they're curled up, then it doesn't like that. It's struggling to find this, so maybe I've used this sticker too many times. Oh, nope, there it goes. Remove the positioning mark. So I'm not going to remove it this time so you can see what I'm talking about. To prove to you it is where it needs to be, I'm going to take a background scan. So all the machines that have this have background scans, and I'm going to go ahead and show you where it is on the screen, right above the pocket, smack above the pocket. Look at that.
Wow. And
all you had to do was put it in the right place and ask it to find it off of that place.
That's unbelievable. So this, I mean, literally, this is a whole nother way to use this sticker for perfect placement in a whole different way.
Yes. And it doesn't look like it's centered if you're looking at the wheels because the design goes all the way over here, but it is perfectly centered. Also, a little bit of it goes on the line of the pocket. Let me tell you my secret. When I do above pockets, I take, oh dear.
Where did you go? The snowman sticker's so good, it turned you into a snowman.
Oh, you know, the prayer today was for no glitches. No glitches. Come on.
Okay,
All right.
you're coming back. Maybe your cord's like a little loose or something.
Yeah, I tried really hard to make sure everything was good.
We're back.
So I take the top edge of my pocket, I fold it down, and I pin it out of the way because this will gape when it's worn. And I don't want my design floating somewhere above the pocket. I want it to be smack on it. So if it tucks just a little bit into the pocket, I don't care. I like it to look like it's professionally done, and that's what they do. So that's how I avoid, you know, anything stitching on the pocket. I just pin it down a little bit and make sure it's out of my way.
So Barb, just a quick question for you. You know, I'm just looking at that. If somebody has that and that's what they see on their screen after scanning in, after you have used the snowman sticker, it knows where the placement is. Can you still move the design, or no, you have to move the sticker?
You can move it. Absolutely. You can
So
rotate.
Said, you know, I want to move that over a little bit, you know, just visually I want it to be someplace different. You could do that still.
Absolutely. It just gets you close. So here's another thing that you may not know. You don't have to do the scan. I promise you it will be exactly right, but I wanted to show you that. But if you've done a background scan on the Luminaire here, I can turn that off and it's gone. I don't have to go into settings and delete it to visually see it.
That's nice.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to close this out. We're going to go on for the next application of a snowman. And that is, so remember, you can use that above anything or below, like coming above, you know, coming above. Okay. So now I want to do the corner of a napkin. So let's say I want a design to come off of the corner of this napkin.
Oh,
and I don't want to.
That is beautiful. A beautiful design.
Well, and I don't want to figure out where the heck that's going to be to sit right on my corner.
Right.
So I just put the sticker in the corner and watch what it does. So we're going to put the wine glass on a napkin. So here it is.
Oh, that's
and
cute.
That's a built-in design. So let's go grab that. Embroidery, I think it's under here. Yep, there's my wine glass. Now, when I'm doing this, you have to be aware of how big your place is that you want to do it or how big the design is. And this is too wide to go, when I fold my napkin in fourths, it's too wide. So I'm going to size it. Just go under edit, size. I'm going to change the stitch count, say okay. And I only want it to be 4 inches wide. So I'm just going to size it down. And in this case, it looks great. Okay. And then tall, I don't need it this tall. So I'm going to make it about 7 inches tall. Just because that's what I thought looked best on the napkin. Okay. So I've sized it. And then I put my napkin on the sticky stabilizer. Again, wash away. I do use a lot of it. I love it. Brother product does not leave residue on your needle or in your bobbin area at all. So I don't have a problem using it. So I'm going to put that on the machine. You saw that the sticker was in the corner. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go to embroidery, find my snowman, and we're going to do a new layout. This time, I want to use it off the corner of the napkin. See that? That's exactly what we did here. And it's going to pull this design right off of that corner. So let's scan and okay. And it's going to go find the snowman. And again, if it's crooked, doesn't matter. We, by habit, usually put things straight just because, but you don't have to. That's the magic. All right, it's finding it. And now it's going to be fussy about being really particular. You can even drop your needle and it will go right in the dot in the center of what I call the belly button. I just do. He's a Japanese snowman. He's short, so he only has 2 tiers, and I can say that because I'm short too.
And as long as you didn't say it landed on the carrot nose, you're good.
Nope. All right, so it's fussing around a little bit, and it's a little fussy because it's on the napkin. This was a pre-made napkin. You can make your own, obviously, but it's on the corner, which is a little raised. So remove the positioning mark. I don't have to bump this out because it's in the corner. When it went back, it went to start to sew in the center. So once again, I'm going to show you just with the background scan. You do not have to do this because it will be there, but I want to prove to you it's in the corner of the napkin. All right, there it is.
Wow.
See how that is perfectly in that corner? So now I'm going to go one more thing here, close this up, and I'm going to change this design because it's actually an applique. I don't want an applique. I just want to stitch on it. So I'm going to go to my plus and minus down here, and I'm going to skip the first 3 stitches. And I'm going to begin by just stitching on the wine glass. And then I'm also going to skip the last embroidery step because it's a box. I don't want a box. I don't need a box. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could take designs like this and just tell it not to do all that? How fun would that be?
I love this, but I love this because, they could even just pick one part of a design. Even, I know we're talking about snowman, but you just showed a great way to just pick the pieces of the design that you want.
That's right. That's right. So now I'm going to talk about a way to do the 4 corners, say, of a placemat. So I'm going to grab a design here, and I have to remember where it is. Okay. It is category 15, stitch 09. I'm going to put these ginkgo leaves. Oh, now I want to go back into camera and turn that off. On a placemat. So isn't that pretty?
Wow, that's beautiful. Wow.
Yep. So I did each of the 4 corners like I just showed you. And then I did off of the top and I did off of the bottom. Only one snowman at a time or the machine will get extremely confused.
Which one do you want me to go to? So I'm looking at the one on the bottom, how you have that placed.
Yeah.
Right in the center.
Just right like over the pocket. Yep. Right over, like over the pocket. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So another way to use that position. So once again, and I'm going to do this time for you all in case you haven't done this before. Oh, that's funny. I lost half my frame. I'm going to switch my camera and show you how I put this in here.
This is very cool. By the way, those of you that are watching, have you learned anything yet? Have you tried this before? Or are you totally amazed at how cool this is? And yes, Barb is using the biggest hoop on earth. I don't know if that's technically for real, but it's one of the largest hoops.
So not 10 5/8 by 16, which means I can do the entire placemat in one hooping. All right. So this is the water-soluble stabilizer. Some people go around the outside. I'm too lazy. It's an extra step. I just tear it against the frame. And now it's all sticky. And now I just take my placemat and I put it in my, and I center it so that I'm sure I can get everything in here, if that makes sense. All right. And I'm going to start with this corner. That's how simple it is. Come on over here. And, yes?
Barb, on that corner that you just showed, could you just bring that up one more time just so in case somebody wants to see exactly how you had that sticker, they're following along step by step. I just want to make sure they had it just right.
Perfect. Let me get this camera switch because you can see it better with this one.
Oh, so, perfect. Okay, let's see.
Mat in the corner of that hem stitch.
And you know, it's nice on that sticker, and I don't know if they noticed this before, but there's like a little cross there that you can line everything up. It just makes it so simple. So if somebody's like, well, where's the belly button? You can't miss it. See the little crosses. So that's how you line those up. It makes it very easy.
Right? Absolutely. Okay, so now I'm here. I'm going to do the ginkgo, but I am going to rotate this because I actually did opposite. So all these stems go to the very edge. So this is rotated from the top to the bottom. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and rotate this. Edit, rotate, 90, 90. Now I want it to go into the corner. So I go to my snowman in embroidery. Why is it I always use my fingers when I try to use a mouse on screen? And go ahead and ask it to find that snowman in the corner. Scan. Okay. So one of the things you want to make sure is that your corners are down, like I said before, that it's in great shape. And you can use these if it says it can't read it. Try it again, make sure your corners are down, or just use a new snowman if you need to. Not that hard. Like I said, you get millions of these things. So now it's going to go find that corner, and you'll see the design is going to be smack on the corner, just like I did here. So I changed the colors on this a little bit. That's simple enough to do because this is what I had for a base. I liked these colors a little better than what I think it had a gold or something in it. Not hard to do. Don't be afraid to play with your colors.
So nice. And, you know, I noticed that you on that top when you had the snowman upside down, meaning that you don't, as you said, you can put anything anywhere. I just want to make that clear for everyone. Anywhere you want, it turns the design to where you have your, oh, it's not upside down. I'm upside down, I guess. It looked like it was upside down.
It could be. Absolutely. It could be because it will go whatever angle you put it at. Absolutely. I was just trying to keep it sort of simple. Oh, I can't recognize it. So let me see if I can get this to.
The only thing I do not see on your machine that's on my machine are all of my stickers. I don't know about all of you, but when you're using the snowman sticker, I would love to hear where do you put the stickers, because I have them half the time. I'll have them sticking on my pants and I'll forget and I'll leave and I've got like a bullseye on my pants, or I leave them stuck at the top of my, oh, there you are. Oh, I feel so much better, Barb. There's her stickers.
Yeah, that's where I keep mine all the time. But for this, I took them off and I put them on the edge of my table.
Perfect.
That's where I always keep them.
This is how, if you put them on your pants or on your clothes, this is how, when you're shopping, you can see who your fellow brother embroidery friends are.
So true. Oh, that's funny. All right. So now it's, like it said, it couldn't find it. So I just scanned it again and see what it does. So the next thing I'm going to show you is random placement. So these were specific. It was off a corner. Oh, now it says it extends outside the pattern. How come when I test it was perfectly fine? Oh, because I have it reading off the wrong corner. Of course it's going to do that. Oh my goodness. Sorry. So
no, that was perfect, because anyone else doing this that's like, what did I do wrong? You just gave them an exact. I can see people right now going, oh, Barb, I feel so much better. I've done the same thing.
Well, because I didn't change it, which I should have. When I did my run through, I had it from the other corner. And then I thought, no, I better show them a different corner, but I didn't change it. Okay, so random things, as soon as this is done finding it, are like not off of a corner or not off the top of something or not off the bottom of something. So I'm going to show you a couple of those. Where are my randoms? Oh. Okay, remove positioning mark, blah, blah, blah. And I don't need to bump it out because it's already there. just to show you, make sure that you understand it is perfect off of that corner. Here's another sample while you're looking at that. So this is a pillow, and I did the center, and I did the 4 corners.
Gorgeous.
I know. And it's
those
just
designs are beautiful, Barb.
all right. So now see that this is smack on that edge where I wanted it, and smack on this edge where I wanted it, and it's good to go. Okay. Wow. So doing random. Here's one example. Got to switch the camera for you. Sorry about my arm.
Oh, that's all right. That's what we love about live shows. They're so real. Oh.
Okay, so here is a dress. And I had no idea where I wanted to put all these butterflies and change the colors of them. So I took my, erasable marker and I just put some dots until I liked the look of the dots. And then I put a snowman on each one of them, and I angled the snowman differently so they weren't all flying in the same direction. And that's how those got on there. I just eyeballed it. We're all very visual. And that's how I decided where to put these guys.
Oh my gosh, that is absolutely, wait, the camera just went out of focus, but that is gorgeous. Did you happen to get those butterflies on embroidery.com as well? Do you remember?
I did not. It was built into some machine. I don't know which one.
So check your brother machine. That might be in there. I love those butterflies. What a beautiful project. Beautiful.
Yeah. Then I stuck some on the front of the bodice.
Oh my gosh, adorable.
Fun. Okay, so here is a random one that I think will really strike home. This is a beautiful coin purse that is already embroidered with beautiful butterflies. It seems like there's a theme today. And I wanted to put an initial on it, but I didn't know where or how to figure out to do an initial on a blank space. So I took the ready-made coin purse, and I found a place while it was put together that an initial would look best on, and put the sticker straight up and down. Because when it's open, I have no clue where that's supposed to be. Get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That's cute.
So now I just stick it on. Here's a 4x4. Here's the sticky stabilizer. I just put it wherever. I don't care how crooked it is. Doesn't matter. Slap it on. Get it done. Put an initial on it. Your present is done within minutes without fussing. So the random use, I think, is crazy good because good grief,
And
right.
fast. And fast. And, I'm just thinking, I still love that pocket one that you showed at the beginning, because my husband has a shirt here that he wants me to embroider our fishing boat on. And I'm thinking, okay, I haven't even thought about it yet. You just gave me like a 5-second solution there, Barb.
Yes. Find the middle of the pocket, stick the sticker on it, fold it down, pin it, stitch it. You're done.
Boom, you're done.
Okay, so what about off the side of something? So again, find your center here and stick your sticker on the side of whatever you want it to go into, and it'll stitch there. Now, this is a canvas bag, ready-made. Again, only one sticker at a time, or the poor machine will go nuts. Okay, and I did this one on my 10 needle. So I used the Durkee, like fast frames, and we sell those. Brother sells those. They're wonderful. And I put the sticky stabilizer in here. Then you just put the bag inside. This fits on your A arm. And then you just figure out where the frame goes. And this was easy because it actually goes along the edges. And you put your sticker on there. You put it on your machine. And this goes under your bobbin case area. So you have nothing in the way. And you can just embroider your bag. So
wow.
I use Snowman stickers to do that. How fun is that? Now here's another side-to-side one that
I love that hoop. And I think a lot of people that maybe don't have a 10 needle are like, wow, that was pretty cool. The 10 needle really, it ups your game as far as what you can embroider, how fast you embroider it for sure. But I love that, how you can just stick that on, slide it in. It's great to get into bags.
Right. Okay, I wanted to put Mickey and Minnie on the sides of the center of the shirt. So I just figured out how far in I wanted to go and then how far my center was. And that's where I put my sticker and how far down I wanted to go from the shoulder seams and then the center. And that's all the math you have to do. And then you're done.
And then, so Barb, if somebody was trying to figure that out there, and I'm just trying to think of what some of the questions that would be rolling in, if you have something like that, Minnie or Mickey, they can put it up on the screen on their machine, and they can actually see the actual measurements of that design. So, in case you're wondering, like, how big is the design? Where do I know the center is? Is that how you would do that?
Absolutely. You have to know how big your design is, and then you just figure out center from that. Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. Okay. Now, one more use of Snowman that's a little different, but very, very cool. If you wanted to do pattern connect by camera, it uses the Snowman. So this is the design, and I just connected all of them, and it's perfectly connected by using the Snowman feature. And I'm going to show you that real quick. So first of all, you need to take your stabilizer, and you need to be aware of the fact that you need to put that's a pillowcase, inside, because this goes in the hoop, but your pillowcase can't go all the way to the corner of the hoop because you got a stitch right there. That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay. So you're going to take, if you make your own pillowcases, and you're going to figure out, how big of a pillow you want. And then you're going to finish this edge, and you're going to go 3 inches up. And most pillowcases have a 3-inch piece here on the edge. So you're going to take your stabilizer. I'm going to do this the easy way for today. And I'm going to put my whole piece on my stabilizer. I've already done that.
Let me wait for the camera just to come and focus it. Probably just a lot of white. There we go. And by the way, I want to come and play on your floor, everything you're throwing on there.
I'm going to use our border frame, which I love because it lets me easily slide my project to continue going. So it has buttons on the sides. You just press the buttons and it opens up. And then I'm going to slip my project in here. I should do this upside down so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to put it so that my pillowcase is not, all the way down or all the way over, because I need to be able to stitch on here. And all I have to do is click it in and it's done. It's hooped. So pretend this is still a pillowcase coming out here. But I need to draw a straight line for the first application. After that, as long as it's straight, it will continue to go perfectly straight. You don't have to worry about it. But you do have to make sure your first one is straight to where you want it. So I just draw a line. My design is 2 inches thick. My piece here is 3 inches. So I go up a 1/2 inch. It'll be a 1/2 inch from the top and from the bottom to do my design.
Very nice.
That is. Okay. Now let's go back to E.
I love this. Barb, you are showing so many good examples here. You are just flipping through them. So don't forget, we are recording this. If you're on Facebook, share it to your page. It's easy to go back and watch. And if you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. But also, you can come back and binge watch all these live shows. And this is one you definitely want to save. If you like it, you can also in your feed say share, and then you can watch it later. This is one you're going to have to watch over and over. It's going to be a great reminder for years to come.
Yeah. And the thing is that once you get it, it's so easy to use every single time. You will just love it. Okay, so this one is, I think, I got to go back in there and get rid of that. I will. I think it's under here. No, it's not. It's in the 15th. There it is. Oh, no, that's my ginkgos. What am I? Oh, stop. Stop. It's under the birds. I was right the first time. I've done so many that I don't remember where I'm going. There it is. Okay, so the first thing you have to do, and this is very, very important, is you have to measure how far you want this design to go from edge to edge. Okay, so I measured 20 inches. This pillowcase was 20 inches. Why do you need to do that? Because you size your first piece so that when you multiply it out however many times you need to, it fits exactly. So I have a 20-inch piece. I need it to be 4 inches wide. Makes sense? So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to size this, change the stitch count, and I'm going to make it 4 inches wide or close. I mean, if you can't get exact, that's fine. You're never going to notice. Even I, who's really picky, won't notice. And I also want it to be a little bit wider. I want it to be 2 inches because that has a better presence, I think. Okay, so that's close enough. Now, here is my first design. How do I make this go connect that the machine does it for me? Again, it's not under edit, so go to embroidery. Change, oh, yeah, okay. I have to rotate it, that's all. Silly me. Rotate this way. Now, put the hoop back on and you're gonna behave.
No.
Okay.
You know what?
So now I go.
This is so fun watching you do this because this is what happens to me, and now I feel totally normal. And it's like a super quick fix. Rotate, you're back on. So thanks for doing this way.
So under layout, you've got this key, and most people don't know what the heck that is. That is Pattern Connect by Camera. Click that key, and nothing happens except that it shows up down here. As long as it shows up down there, you are ready to go. And you have to stitch out the first pattern, period, and then it will engage. And I'm going to do 2 connections, if at all possible. So I first have to take I'll use the projector for this. Even though you might not all have this, you can do the scan to get it placed. So I've done the projector. I need to bring it down here. Silly me, I should have moved this design first. It's easier if you move the design and then turn the projector on. Oh, it's not going to let me go any further to the right, but that should be okay. Now, once I turn the box on, I just grab the box and bring it down so I can see where this is lining up. Okay, I can see that I need to move this over to get on my line. And you can, with a projector, you can see that. And I can also move the box to see that this needs to move over a bit too, meaning that's higher than this is. And this is what I really want on the line. And I need to move it in a little bit. Okay, close enough. We're just going to stitch because we need to get this going so I can show you how to connect. So all I have to do is green button down and stitch. It's I think a 2-minute stitch, so it'll go quickly. After it stitches this, it's going to ask me on the screen if I want to connect the next pattern. And it'll keep doing that every time it stitches a segment. When I did my test, I actually duplicated this and had 2 pieces so that I kept adding 2 pieces at a time. But for this, I want to do 1 so it's faster. But if that makes sense, you can add several and then keep going. So in that case, I had to multiply out what the size of was the 2 pieces. Does that make sense?
That does. That's a really cute design. And I'm really looking forward for everyone to see how this comes back together, Barb, where this goes from piece to piece, because I think this is probably one of, well, the snowman feature is a huge thing, but this pattern connect is amazing. Look at that. Absolutely.
And then I use a variegated thread just for fun. It's all one color, but I just use variegated. Yeah. So it's so easy to do. And here's the thing, you need to know that you can connect any pattern to any pattern. It does not have to be the same pattern to the same pattern, which is what I'm doing here. So if you wanted to do princesses around the bottom of a skirt of a dress, you can do each different princess around the dress and it will line them up next to each other. They may not be the same height. It's okay. It'll line them all up on a line. So any pattern to any pattern.
I think this will take an average or newbie embroiderer to a very professional looking, without the headache, very simple to do. And also the machines basically tell you if you're doing something wrong, as we saw.
Something wrong in this process, it will tell you. I do need to say, however, that you've got to be sure to follow the instructions, because if you mess up in the middle of it, it's pretty difficult to get back and get it going. So just follow the directions and you'll be fine. And after you connect a couple of pieces, like go test just a shape, just a stitch out of a shape, connecting those. Once you do a couple, you got it. It's the same over and over and over, and it's easy once you figure it out. Now, once it finishes stitching this, it's going to ask me to put snowmen down. And on this machine, it's the projector that shows on the fabric, and it gives me a box, and it shows me which direction to put the snowman, and I just put it in the box. On the Quattro or the Dream, it will show you on your screen, and you put the snowman in the box on the screen. Still does the same thing, just a different way. This is almost done. One more piece here, I think. I tried to pick something quick, but
This is perfect, though.
It's never quick when you're waiting for it.
I don't mind waiting, and even though I'm not bringing comments on the screen, you and I are both in the chat, so feel free to ask your questions because we will try to help, or leave comments on if you've tried this, if you're going to try it, and what machine you have. What brother machine do you have, and does it have the snowman? That's a big question.
Right? Okay, so I'm getting my 2 snowmen ready, because when you do this, it needs 2 snowmen to read. One is for where to connect the next pattern, but the other is for the axis, because when you rehoop, you may not pull it straight, and it doesn't matter because it will correct it for you. So that's why you need 2 snowmen.
All right, 2 snowmen, and I like that because I never hoop it quite right. And I am a huge perfectionist, so this is going to make my life so much easier.
Right. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Barb, while you're on here, we're waiting for that design. I put the link below to brothersews.com, and that's where you can find your local brother dealer. Sometimes they can mail you things. That hoop that you have, that's been around for a while as well, and I think a lot of people don't know about it.
Right, and it's awesome. Okay, So now the machine, I need to switch cameras. What am I doing here?
We'll follow you over.
Okay, so now it says on the screen, embroidery is finished. Okay to connect the next pattern. Well, yeah, that's the whole point. So, okay. Now it tells you, do not remove the material from the frame. Press OK to select the next pattern. And you now have to go in and bring in the next pattern because, like I said, you can connect anything to anything. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this again. I would typically save this in my memory to do it that way because then I've had to change it and all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's under the birds. What am I doing? It's under the birds. Even though we haven't seen spring yet here in Chicago.
Yeah, that would get here in Michigan too. It says it's spring, but you wouldn't know it by outside.
No, it's stinking cold, and it's we haven't seen the sun in forever. Just haven't seen the sun. Okay, real quick here. That's just why you save this in your pocket so that it's ready to go. And then I had to rotate it. And this time I want to rotate it. Well, I'll go this way, 90 degrees, but I have to mirror image it. Okay, and you'll see why. Now, here's the big thing. Down here in the right bottom corner is your connect. You now, when you're all set with your pattern, will press that. And it will show you, this is what was stitched before. This is what you're going to stitch now. That's not where I want it. I'm going the other direction. So these up here, let me move that any number of ways until I get it where I want it. And that's where I want it.
Oh, wow.
You can do either way. And you can do a little sneaking here if you need to. So I'm going to say, okay. And it's going to say the carriage of the machine will move. Keep your hands away. And it moved. Now, you can't see this, but on my project, I have a projected box with a snowman in it. And I'm going to go put my snowman sticker exactly in that box. Okay.
So what it's, just so they know, so what it's showing there is the snowman is projected onto your fabric, and it's telling you, put your snowman right where it's showing you.
Right. And on the older machines, you'll actually put it here, and it'll be a live camera, and you can see yourself placing it. So now I'm going to say scan, and it's going to go find that sticker because it doesn't trust us, doesn't believe that we really put it where it asked us to. I did. So once it finds it and it's happy, it's going to show me where to put the next one. And trust me, there doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason as to where they want them. Just put them where they want them because it works. Sometimes they go side to side. Sometimes they go this way, and I can't figure out why. Oh, come on. There we go. Now I'm going to get another projection on my fabric, and I'm going to put the snowman on that, and I'm going to say scan, and it's going to go find the second snowman. And then I'll show you what the directions are, and you just repeat this over and over again. Like I said, to practice for the first time, just grab a simple shape and pick the running stitch for that shape and just try to connect them. And you can go sideways or halfway sideways. There's all kinds of ways you can connect, and it's really fun. All right, it should be finding this shortly, and I can show you the next step. I don't have to rehoop because I left plenty of space. So do not remove the positioning marks. This is so important, but rehoop your fabric so the next pattern and the centers of the two marks are in the embroidery area. So I'm going to rehoop because I want you to see how simple this is. So I snapped it open. Now all I have to do is, of course, it's stuck to it, but I was trying to do this the easy way. Unstick already.
Okay, and also for those that are going to try to do this, make sure you're using a newer snowman sticker for this because you don't want one that might fall off in the movement.
Right. So then I just moved this forward, but what I did is I made sure that the end of the design before is in the embroidery area. It has to see where that is and the two stickers, and you want them within an inch of the edges all the way around. And then you're going to say scan, and it's going to go find those snowmen and bring in the next design ready to stitch. The thing that drives me crazy about this is when you bring in the next design, if it doesn't start exactly where it matches, because that's not where the design starts, you hold your breath until it gets to that point to make sure that it matched. And it does. It always does.
It always does, unless you were bad in putting your stickers down.
Right. And I guess that's what I need to go back and say. When you put your stickers on the center or on an edge or in a corner, you must place them straight and square. Otherwise, the design won't be straight or square because it goes where you put it. It goes perfectly where you put it. All right, found one sticker. I'm going to change my camera. So, well, maybe I should just go here. And
there we go.
Looking through the other sticker. And I think it's good. So remove the positioning marks, and it kicks it back so you don't have to get it out of the way. I'm going to remove those, and I'm going to start to stitch so you can see how perfectly it matches. Ready, go. Extra snowman. Okay, so it is now stitching the second one. Oh, and it did stitch it. It did start on the edge. Okay, let's see if I can show this to you. Look at that.
Wow.
So the second one started.
That's
right
perfect.
On there. I know. And it's going to be perfectly straight because every time it connects, it's going off that first position that you did. And let me get
I love that. I love that color pink you're using too.
I love pink, so if I can use pink, I do.
That is perfect. So many different ways to use a snowman sticker. The pattern connect. That is a great tutorial for that. I could think of so many places to use that. A hem, down my sleeves, home deck. You just gave a perfect how easy that is.
Just follow the instructions, literally. And so the thing is, measure how much you want to fit, size your pieces so it multiplies out to fit, and you're good to go.
Oh my gosh. This was awesome. I am so excited for this tutorial. I'm definitely saving this one in my little, I have a little, what do you call it on YouTube, where you can keep saving it until a watch later? Even if you've watched it, this is going into my watch later. This is a great tutorial. Barb, you gave so much information here, and I think you're just making embroidery so much easier for everyone.
Well, that's the goal. The technology that Brother has is so amazing, and it makes it so easy, and we never have problems with things not doing what you want it to do. So try something new and enjoy it, and then use it forever.
That's awesome. So all of you watching, be sure to continue to leave your comments, even if you're watching the replay, because Brother's social team will come in and answer your questions, and we will too. Barb, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the chat, and thank you for a great tutorial. By the way, the quilts behind you are beautiful. I forgot to mention that.
Thanks. It's just to control light and the clutter at my desk, so you can't see my desk.
Looks great. And all of you watching, thank you so much for joining us. And if you ever want a topic, be sure to leave it in the comments and tell Brother how much you love the shows. And if you're actually doing any of these projects, the hashtags are above. Hashtag Brother Sews, hashtag Brother Scan and Cut. Right up there. Be sure to use that in your post. They love to see what you're doing. All right, Barb. Everybody. Thank you.
I'm afraid I have a confession to make. I'm actually here undercover. March, now. I came to Quilt Club to gain the knowledge and insight to help build the best collection of quilting machines Brother's made. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you I was undercover. Can you find it in your hearts to forgive me? Let's quilt.